Subpoenaed by Brian Covert's defense team as a material witness?
I don't know, Dan. Why don't you tell us?
We're going to get into that and much more today. But before we do, got a couple of house cleaning duties.
Oh, okay. Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Sunday. We are doing a clown Sunday, I guess. Drunk Turkey just came out with a video a couple hours ago, so I decided to make a video. So, let's see what he's going to be talking about. I guess it says take two, Koberger. I don't know what he's going by that. Bethany Funk subpoenaed as material witness by Koberger defense. So, let's see what Glasses Man's got, right?
First and foremost, I want to talk to you guys about our channel partnership with DataSeal.
Hold on, let me skip this. No one wants to hear about this shit.
And who are the players involved? We have the judge is going to be Barry Brislow, attorney Evelyn Grossneck, defendant Brian Koberger. Interested party is going to be Bethany Grace Funk, plaintiff of the state of Idaho.
Okay, didn't just a minute ago he pronounced the last name funky, and now he's saying funk. I mean, pick one and go with it, Dan. Which one is it going to be? I'm going with funk.
And the attorney is Kelly A. Valoria. Now, Valoria is a Idaho family attorney. My assumption is that she's probably the attorney representing Funk family. She typically does things like marriage, divorce, custody type of situation.
Okay, he knows that because he has just looked her up, and and it's right here. We can read it ourselves, all right? So don't think Dan's too smart. Trust me. Go back and look at my last reaction I did.
However, she is a former prosecutor and is from.
And if anybody knows, he claims to have been in law enforcement. If anybody has proof of that, I would love to, see it in the comments.
Familiar with defense cases.
I don't want any hearsay. I want actual proof. Like a picture of him in a police uniform next to like another police officer or something like that. Not him playing dress up, buying stuff off eBay.
She's re-representing, in my opinion, Funk. It doesn't say here that she's referring. It could have been, or it can be, Evelyn Grossneck, but I think it's going to be Kelly. Now,
well, if that's what you think, then it's probably going to be somebody else.
In this docket information, there was a request for foreign subpoena entered on April 3rd.
Oh, we have a subscriber, soon to be member, birthday this weekend. Margaret, happy birthday. I know it was yesterday, I'm pretty sure, but close enough, right? I didn't do a video yesterday, but everybody, Margaret, wish Margaret a happy birthday. Margaret is a very nice lady, always comments, and big supporter of the channel and True Crime King. So, yeah, very happy birthday, Margaret.
Utilizing Ms. Funk as a material witness. As of April 21st, that motion to quash, which basically means to get rid of, to throw out, things of that nature, that subpoena.
Now, thanks, Dan, for that. We know what quash means. I'm sure you looked that up, but we don't need a explanation on quash.
This is foreign subpoena, so I'm assuming they're going to try to utilize the fact that it's a foreign subpoena and not from the state of Nevada.
Man, Dan's trying to use some big words today in this video. I don't think I've ever heard him try and use such big words as utilize. You know, they're usually really small words, or he mispronounces the bigger words. So I think he's actually trying to, you know, I know he's been seeing my reactions, so maybe my critiques are actually helping Drunk Turkey and Daniel. I mean, we can't even really call it Drunk Turkey because it's really just Dan. The other two are just robots that follow Dan and just laugh at everything he says. So it's really just Dan as Drunk Turkey. Because the other two, they wanted to do they wanted to do UFOs and secret galaxies or whatever, or Bigfoot. That's what it is. They didn't want to do true crime and this, but that's what Dan wanted to do. So they switched the whole Drunk Turkey around, and I'm guessing that's why the other two aren't on here as much anymore, because they didn't want to do true crime. They wanted to do Bigfoot and UFOs. But then I guess stomped that out. Sad.
As a reason to quash it. Now, why would Bethany Funk want to quash this?
Oh, okay. For my subscribers, I'm thinking about actually making we're getting some merchandise put up. Like, you see how he's got this Drunk Turkey shirt on? Would you guys put in the comments if you would buy a shirt? Maybe I'll make some with you know, something that says clown or True Crime King back, and then maybe I'll put my face on one of them. I don't know. I got a few ideas, but let me know in the comments.
Subpoena, you know, I would understand, you know, I think that she would understand that she was a surviving victim of a senseless massacre tragedy that occurred.
And I know I'm talking a lot and getting off topic, but on these Drunk Turkey reactions, I mean, they're just so bad, and I don't trust anything Dan says because he's been wrong so many times that if I actually pay attention too much, I feel like I get stupider. So I really just try and have fun with these. I don't take them too seriously, because I've learned that I just get wrong information or fake information. So
Heard at 1122 King Road. You know, I think she would understand that she's going to have to testify at certain points. Why would she want to quash this? Now, in my opinion, that would be is if it was coming from the defense team. If the defense team is asking for or motioning for her witness testimony as as something that could clear Koberger, I can see how she may not want to be participating in that aspect. She may fully believe that Koberger was involved in this situation and is the guy. However, you know, she doesn't want to have the backlash, as I'm sure that she's probably going to get, if not already received, being somebody who was in the house during the time of the commission of the incident and 911 wasn't called.
See what I mean? How he's trying to he's trying to fit these words in. This is not how Daniel usually talks. So he tried like commission. He's just trying. He's forcing these words in. Yeah, go back to the last 10 reactions and listen to them. They're totally different.
Called until hours later. Now, of course, and obviously, Dylan Mortensen, somebody who saw Brian Koberger or the alleged person to have committed this crime in the house, taking off from the house, has gotten severely more backlash. But, you know, I think the attention now can be forced.
Severely more backlash. It's gotten severely more backlash. Okay, it's a weird choice of words.
Towards, or will be forced towards Bethany, and there's going to be a lot of speculation coming out whether maybe perhaps she had a relationship with Koberger, whether it was friendly or romantic, whatever the case. Maybe she knew him prior to this.
I wonder how many takes it takes Dan to get this right, and how much editing he has to do. Most of the time, I just get it. I get it on one try. You know. So what you see is I leave in, if I make a mistake, usually I just leave it in, you know. But
this incident, whatever the case may be, she doesn't want that out there. That may or may not be true. I don't know. But if it's not true, she's gonna, there's a gag order. She can't defend herself. Her name's gonna be thrown through the mud. And so,
okay, in my opinion, I think Bethany was asleep during the commission of these crimes, Dan. I think Bethany was on the first floor. I think Dylan was on the second floor, was awake. We know she was awake because she told us she was awake, and she told us she saw the alleged suspect, Brian Koberger, allegedly Brian Koberger, walking out of the house and walking out of the second story slider. And remember, Dan, there is no steps from the outside going up to the third floor balcony like you tried to tell me a couple months ago. But so that's why he had to come in from the second story, okay? But for those of you that don't know, Daniel, he asked a couple months ago, well, why would it doesn't make any sense why the killer would enter through the second story. There's no reason, you know. Well, duh. He had to have either entered on the first floor or the second floor because there is no entrance or exit on the third floor, Mr. Drunk Turkey. So, but we know he didn't go in through the front door. He went in through the back second floor slider, and that's where he went out. And I also don't believe that Koberger was the DoorDash driver, because Crime Circus brought that up. I do like Crime Circus, unlike Drunk Turkey, but I think Crime Circus got that one wrong. Along with the visual snow, I don't think that had any part in this at all.
That would be a reason, in my opinion, that she would be quashing this. Now, do I think she's going to be granted it? Probably not. She was somebody who was there at the time.
Okay, don't take any advice from Dan. Just trust me on that. So,
and may have heard something, may have seen something. I don't know. I haven't seen her testimony as far as what she has said. So, those things are still up in the air until we find out those things. Now, why would she be a witness to the defense team? Let's kind of break that down, right? First and foremost.
Real quick, look, we can see in Daniel's glasses. So looks like he's got a laptop or a smaller monitor, and then he's got another monitor. But then he's got a bright light in front of him, because he's got his green screen behind him. Because if you couldn't tell, which I'm sure you could, this is all fake. Totally fake. It doesn't look as fake as it did when he first put it up and changed the background. I think he got a little better at that, but you can still tell it's fake. But yeah. Sorry, I know I'm rambling this morning, but I don't care. I feel like talking. That's what I'm gonna do.
She was there. There's been a report that a DoorDash driver had dropped off food, obviously, and that Xana received that around.
But why do you guys think that Dan? No one has been able to answer this question yet. Why do you think he always wears glasses? I'm gonna put a poll up because he's inside. We know it can't be lighting because he's got a big light right in front of him because we can see it reflected off his glasses. When I just paused it a second ago, you can see he's got a big light um, right in front of him. So it can't be sensitivity to light. It's either gotta be there's something wrong with his eyes. He's cross-eyed maybe, or he's got a lazy eye, or I don't know. The hat thing, I mean, we can tell he's probably just bald because he's older. I mean, you know, I just shaved my head for the summer, but you know, I'm not going bald, but I think Dan is because he's always got a hat and glasses on. I just can't understand the glasses part, you know. See, he can't do that. I don't know why. But somebody, yeah, let me know.
Around 4 a.m. She was at the on the bottom floor nearest towards the front door entrance. Maybe she saw the DoorDash driver. The other thing is that the probable cause affidavit stated that Bethany was at.
So what if she saw the DoorDash driver was legitimate because the cops already went through. They already contacted DoorDash. They got that out of the way in the first or second week.
At the Sigma Chi party that Ethan and Xana were seen at. Now, there's been rumors that have been.
And I've already done a deep dive on that, you know, with the crime circus. Deep dive on whether Brian Koberger had anything to do with the DoorDash. And he, as far as I'm concerned, looking at it logically and, you know, with some brain cells in my head, Brian Koberger had nothing to do with the DoorDash. I think it was just random. The kids were drunk. They probably didn't have anything to eat in their house because they're college kids, right? And they were drunk and wanted a snack. Okay.
Speculating and gone through this.
Sometimes the most simple answer is that's what it is, right? You don't have to have these complex theories all the time, right?
Early on in the entire case, that there was an incident that had occurred at the Sigma Chi party involving Ethan. Now, if it's possible that if that did occur, maybe perhaps the angle that the defense team is going at is that somebody at that party, maybe perhaps somebody who had a issue with Xana or Ethan, may have committed this crime, and that Bethany had been a witness to the early goings of that disturbance, altercation, whatever you want to call it.
So Dan, I guess, is trying to say that he thinks Bethany saw something, saw, I guess, Koberger? Is that what he's trying to say?
That may or may not have happened. Again, none of that has been...
I haven't been paying attention to Dan at all. I'm sorry.
Confirmed to have been real or have had happened. And so, outside of those two events, those are the two things that I can think of. Also, obviously, I have a theory that's out there that, Dylan Mortensen probably did yell out to the people inside the house. We've seen multiple videos, multiple body cam footage of people in the area listening in, putting on their microphone, and you can just hear everybody yelling and screaming in that neighborhood, having a, mostly party type of situation.
Hold on. So he's saying that Dylan yelled out to the people in the house when? During? Let me hear that again.
That neighborhood, having an area, listening in, putting on multiple body cam video inside the house. We've seen Dylan Mortensen probably did yell out to the people inside the house. We've seen multiple videos, multiple body cam video.
Okay, what does he mean by that? Yell out to the people inside the house. What? Before, when in the hours that she was waiting to call somebody? When are you talking about?
footage of people in the area listening in, putting on their microphone, and you can just hear everybody yelling and screaming in that neighborhood, having mostly party type of situations. And it gets very loud in that neighborhood. And so, is it possible that maybe she thought this was somebody that was a party goer that came back or was invited to the house by one of the people inside the house, one of the residences?
You know what? I actually will say that that could have been a possibility. Maybe that's what she was thinking, but Dylan would have heard or she would have heard people screaming for their lives, right? They got stabbed and stabbed multiple times, okay? 4 people. They would have been screaming, begging for their lives. I mean, we know she said she heard the alleged suspect say, "It's okay, I'm here to help." Okay? If she heard that, then she definitely 100% would have heard screaming, people screaming for their lives after being stabbed, okay? I think that the police are just holding that back, until trial. I think that's like under the gag order kind of thing. You know what I mean? But she had to have heard. She had to have. If she said she didn't, then I would call her a liar. That's just me, because you wouldn't hear somebody say, "It's okay, I'm here to help," and then not hear 4 people getting stabbed with a fucking K-bar knife over and over, especially where Kaylee got stabbed at, uh, you know, in the backside. You would have heard that, especially where Dylan's room was, right? I mean, the one room was literally right above her, and the other room was literally 10 feet, 15 feet from her doorstep, from, the opening of her room.
And, Dylan goes out, yells out, "Hey, be quiet." She sees him walking out with a mask that kind of scares her. And so, she begins to call people, as Ethan's sister had reported. Maybe perhaps.
Yeah, but she must not have called people and said, "Hey, I think that there was just a killer in my house," right? Or the police would have gotten there that night.
Perhaps Bethany is one of the persons that answers the phone, and just because she answered the phone, gave Dylan some sort of false security to believe that everything was okay. I don't know.
No, I don't believe that at all.
But if that ends up being the case, then that would.
How would Bethany know if everything's okay or not, right?
Lead me to believe that she was awake at least around or shortly after the commission of that crime, and thus her testimony as to what she had heard, what she had possibly seen, would be relevant in this case. And
duh. Like what?
So, like I said, I don't think that she knew, or she shouldn't expect to get out of this, or think that just because she moves to Nevada that she wouldn't be able to go back and have to be a witness in this case. She's going to be testifying in this case. There's no way NZ's.
Of course she is, Dan. No one's disagreeing with that. Why are you getting so upset?
Or buts about it, and no way around it. And so when it comes to this, her wanting to quash it kind of makes me believe that it's because it's from the defense.
But why did you put a question mark up when you said Bethany Funk subpoenaed as material witness by Kohberger defense? I mean, obviously, there's a piece of paper that you're reading off of. Why would you put a question mark?
Defense team. And I don't think she wants that backlash. Let me know in the comments section.
All right. I know I rambled a lot, but trust me, you weren't going to learn anything from Mr. Dan anyway. It's just Sunday, taking it easy. I guess I wanted to talk to my subscribers and supporters. Hope you have a great rest of the day. Smash that like button for me. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. True Crime King, out.